were shot and killed today in what local police are calling a domestic disturbance. Police say officers responded to reports of shots fired early this morning. Officers say 8 children were killed, ranging in ages from 1 to 14 in 3 nearby homes. 2 others were also wounded. Authorities say officers shot and killed the suspect in the shooting after a short chase, which involved a carjacking. Investigators have not released the names of the victims or the shooter tonight, but do say they believe the shooter was related to some of the victims. The investigation is ongoing. We will have more about that story later on Nightly News.
Eight babies gone. Babies, they ain't even start. They ain't even started their life. Gone, because somebody decided to take out whatever frustration they was going through out on them. Now, I don't care how bad a domestic situation is. I don't care how toxic a family. I know there's whole families is toxic. We all know there's whole families is toxic, right? Right? Kids, brothers, sisters, all of them toxic. But nobody deserves that. Not toxic enough to justify somebody deliberately take it upon themselves to end their lives. You know, little humans, they didn't even start their lives yet. And we live in a country at which that seems to be okay. We live in a country where someone who wants to do that can easily do that. We live in a country that produces people with mental illnesses, then gives them all the tools to commit all manner of atrocities that people with those kind of mental illnesses commit. And the only reason we don't do something about it is because rich white men in suits have convinced a whole bunch of uneducated people that these tools are necessary, that it's their inherent right to have it. Most people don't go hunting. Most people are not law enforcement or security. They're not military. They're not any type of contractual armed anything. They don't know what they're doing with these guns. They're not trained on the seriousness of owning a weapon. They're not trained in being responsible for each bullet. They're not trained in the art form and the science of aiming a weapon and hitting your intended target, especially under stress. And the worst thing you can do is give somebody with a weapon that's emotional. So emotional people with weapons, that's the worst combination you can have. And because of that, we've lost 8 babies. Now, I always feel sad, even if it's white babies, black babies, any type of babies. 160 something babies, Iranian babies, they got murdered due to the very same culture. Keep in mind, this is the American culture. This is part of our culture. Death and destruction, kill. That's the answer. That's why we got supposedly the most important people in the most critical conditions of our country. That's why we have them saying that it's okay. We can justify using American taxpayer dollars, Tomahawk missiles, multi-million-dollar piece of equipment to kill 160 something babies. We live in a society like that. So, of course, that means we live in a society where somebody will walk into a place and kill children who haven't even started their lives yet. It's something that the Americans do. It's what Americans do. We get mentally ill. And then we commit violence with the tools that the government allows us to use to kill ourselves with. And rational human beings with rational ideas to fix the problem, they don't get heard. You know why? Because them other rich white men suits, they make money off this. They want the guns on the street. They want uneducated, stressed out, untrained people to be walking around with weapons of mass destruction. and a couple mass murderings here and there is just the price of doing business. A couple babies in school in Iran is just the price of doing business. Because everything at the end of the day is about what? $1. About $1. About making $1. This whole thing. Everybody's dying. So some white man, some Arab man, some old geezer, some old fucker can make a fucking $1. Everybody got to suffer because somebody want to make another motherfucking $1. We got these type of weapons on the streets to where our babies can't just live. They can't even make the decision to put themselves in a situation that'll get them deleted, that'll cut their life short. These babies weren't even of the age to where they can start making them type of decisions. And somebody made that decision for them because they got something going on. Because we don't know yet. We don't know, but it was domestic. Usually domestic issues like this happens. Everybody knows each other. And they may even be related. But this individual decided, I'm going to take these babies' lives and then I'm going to try to get away with it. He didn't get away with it. And everybody's going to talk about it, and then next week something else is going to happen. It's going to happen again. And then it's going to happen again. It's going to happen again. It's going to happen again. In between all the other fucked up shit that's happening in society, that we can easily fix all this shit if the smartest people were the ones that was in charge, not the ones with the most money. That's a novel idea. If we actually use the institutions that were built, even though they were not built for everybody, if we actually tune them up and fix them and make them work properly, the system itself would actually work. I see how the world is going to move towards AI and all that bullshit. I see it. Because the AI will be objective. Because it seems like human beings can't be objective. Because we have all the technology and all the know-how to fix all this bullshit, and we don't. Why? Because some rich fucker in a suit got to make another $1. At the end of the day, that's what this shit's all about. So that means everybody else got to suffer the consequences of that rich motherfucker wanting to make $1. Whether it be not having a job opportunity, right? Whether it being addicted to the drugs that's imported by corporations that's rich enough to own ships, or rich enough to own planes to fly it in, or rich enough to own 18-wheelers to drive it in. All the guns and the drugs, all the tools used to keep us down and keep us distracted, keep us killing each other and culling each other, to making sure that we don't unite. All those things that they give to us freely or on discount, they subsidize them within our communities. All those things, we can easily just fix it if we just get rid of some of these things. But some white man in a suit got to make $1, so that's why all this shit got to happen. Got to keep happening. God knows we know. We just flung somebody around the moon and back. All right? That's how smart we are. We just moved antimatter from one place to another place. That's right. We found antimatter, created it, and we moved it from point A to point B. That happened. Right? That's how smart and that's how much potential we have as mankind. Right? But we're still barbaric savages who believe that the system that we have now works, and that these people at the top, deserve and are supposed to be there like the Titans and shit. Like we're supposed to have these trillionaires and billionaires. Like we're supposed to have 5 AI companies that pretty much owns everything, including our agricultural sector. Our agricultural sector. Why does Facebook and Jeff Bezos own farmland? They buying everything. So the same military-industrial complex that's making tons of money off all these wars happening overseas are also making tons of money off people that, like this guy who just decided, I'm going to take all these people's lives because I'm stressed out, I'm mentally. What excuse are we going to use? Is everything mentally illness? Is everything mental illness? We're just going to chalk up, if you're not even killed stoic individual and you do some shit that's wrong, we're just going to say that's mentally ill. Or is that just a human condition that we refuse to acknowledge and do something about? That's all I'm saying. Anyway. It's sad, man. But this shit happens all the time. And it happens in other places we don't even think about more often than not. Anyway, you guys tell me what y'all think in the comments section. It's Afro Think Tank. Learn something, teach something. I'm out.
At this particular time, we have Councilwoman Taylor here, Councilman Butcher. We're going to ask that our chairwoman would have a word. We're going to have prayer. And Thank you all so much, and keep this family lifted up. Councilwoman Taylor.
We're standing in this place again. There are 8 children that are deceased. I can't be strong for you. I think about the mother and what this family has lost. I think about this community and what this community has lost. And I don't have the words to give you, and I'm sorry. I don't know what people think in the crevices of their mind to want to harm another human being, let alone that of children who have their whole life ahead of them. From what I've learned about this incident is that it's domestic in nature. That makes it even more horrific for all the fighting that we do as it relates to this. And maybe you can stand strong with this, but I can't without shedding tears of traumatic pain. I pain and I grieve for this family. I grieve for the lives that are lost, and I'm asking you to please utilize every resource that the sheriff has brought forth now when you know that these situations occur. We cannot be and make this a joke. This is not a freaking joke. This is real, and this is the result when someone snaps. So I'm gonna ask the community, along with prayer, with every mental health consultant, counselor that is out here, this family and this community needs you. I need you. Because how do we get through this? How do we get to the next level? It is real and this is raw. And these are the tragedies when there are domestic violence or domestic disturbances in our community.
Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin to such an extent that you bleach? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet? Before you come asking Mr. Muhammad, does he teach hate, you should ask yourself, who taught you to hate being what God gave you?
Free Sudan! Boycott diamonds and gold! Free Sudan! Boycott diamonds and gold! We most definitely cannot forget about the people of Sudan!
Thanks for watching Afro Think Tank. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And follow me on Substack and Patreon for more content. Remember, it's Pan-Africanism or nothing.